So a while ago, Radio Master sent over this little car right here, which is a touring car version of these, 1/76 scale little tabletop racers. Now, these come in a couple of different colors. You also get a couple of bodies with this, so you can paint them up however you want. And it comes with all the bells and whistles, so it's got lights that you can turn on and off. It's actually got a 3-speed selector, so you can go reasonably slow, you can go a little bit quick, and then you can go ballistically fast, which I found to be almost too much for the tabletop. You kind of want to have that on a nice smooth surface on the ground to really enjoy the top speed of this car. But there is actually another version of this, which is of course the drift car. And Radio Master sent over this one to me as well to have a bit of a play around with and kind of show off here on the channel. And I gotta say, after playing with this for like 2 minutes, I'm already in love with it. It not only comes with all the bells and whistles that you saw in the touring car version, it's got the lights and all that sort of thing, but also comes with the gyro, and it's relatively easy to drift. I mean, you can adjust the strength of the gyro, you can change the speed, you still have the 3-speed selector on there as well. It's absolutely fantastic. What they can pack into such a tiny little car is blowing my mind right now. So let's have a quick look at this guy. There's obviously not a lot to this. It all comes packaged up in one little box. So you have your little manual here with some instructions. You have a bit of a drift card type thing. There's actually trucks as well. I don't know if I'll get my hands on those, but that's pretty cool. And there's obviously different model types that you can get as well. And even some off-road ones, which look really interesting to me. Maybe one day I'll get my hands on one of those. Now, this guy here, I think this might be like a little drift pad. So you put this down and you can drift the car around the center pad. I think that's what that's for. Got some paper here. And then, of course, you can see this is how it all comes packaged up. You've got the 2 additional body shells, and you've even got like extra windows and light buckets and things like that in there. And then this is the car that comes completely ready to go. Look at how tiny this little guy is. Such a cool looking car. And then you can see the wheels are kind of like a metal wheel. And then you've got your little charge port over here. And then just on this side, you might just be able to see, that's the on and off switch just there. So if I flick him on, you can see that it turns on. Now, of course, I don't have the radio on, so it's probably searching for a signal. But that's essentially it. Tiny little thing, and it's got a gyro built in and all the rest of it, and it looks really good. Like the detail that they've gone to here. I mean, when I was a kid, you had to push these along to have some fun with them, but here we are in 2024 with these little things, full radio control, lights, gyros, you name it. Absolutely amazing. As we take the rest of this off, you've seen those 2 additional body shells. This is the radio, comes in 2 parts. There's a charge cable here for the car, and then of course you've got the top half of the radio and then the bottom half. Now this runs on 4 AAA batteries, not AA's, and they are, you put them in from the bottom here. I'm not going to undo it now because you kind of need a little bit of something to kind of take that off. But basically you got 4 AA's that go in there, and then the top of the radio just slides in like so. And there we go. The radio actually feels really, really good. I don't have any problems with the radio at all. You've got your on and off switch just there. You can see a little indicator light to let you know it's on. And then over here we have steering dual rate. We've got steering trim. We've got the SVC, not to be confused with AVC, but this SVC, this is your gyro dial. And this, you can adjust how much the gyro is active, right? How much you want it to influence your driving. And you have your throttle dual rate over here as well, which is kind of cool because you've got your 3 position switch over here. So you can go down to 20%, 50%, and then 100%. And you've also got a little dial for throttle dual rate. So you can, turn that down or turn it up or whatever it is you want to do. Over here, we've got a couple other switches on the side. These are for controlling your lights. So this will turn the lights on and off, and I'll show you that in a second. Same with this one here. Just controls different lights. That's really all that is. And that's essentially it. That's the radio. And then, of course, underneath here, we peel off the plastic and you'll see there's actually a little USB Type C. You'll see a USB Type C just there that comes up through this little lever on the bottom there. So that just comes up. That's to charge the car with the included battery. So if you're out and about and you want to charge your car, that's one way to do it, is to use that. But essentially that's the radio in a nutshell. So let's power this thing up. Let's have a little bit of fun. I'll just move all these boxes out of the way real quick. Just put them down, and I'll widen this up a bit. Oops, that's zooming in. So widen it out a little bit like so, and we can actually see this thing in action. So my radio's on. We'll turn the little guy on here, and you can see how the lights are on there as well. I might actually turn this light off just so we can. Now I think I've got the gyro off, so no gyro. But as you turn this dial up, you can now hear the gyro doing its thing. So let's see if we can do some drifting here. Just start with some basic donuts. Now, mind you, I am at 100%, so I might actually turn it down to 50% because it's a lot more controllable. But you also need a lot more throttle to get the drift active. Now, of course, on this tabletop, it's a little bit noisy and there's no obstacles, nothing for you to drift around. Let's see what this thing does, if I can actually do any drifting with this at all. I don't think so. I think this is going to be too small for me, but let's try it. I might turn the gyro down just a tad. Nope. You can see that this is unedited. There we go. This is full speed. I'm doing this at 100% as well. So yeah, there's a lot of steering here. There's a lot of power for such a tiny little thing. And then of course the lights, if you want to play around with those as we bring it up a little bit closer so you can see. So we've got the underglow lights. I think this one, here we go. That turns the headlights and tail lights into flashing. So that's this guy here, if I push it all the way forward. If I go in the middle, they're nice and steady. If I go to the other side, they turn off. And then this one on the end, that's our underglow lights, which when I turn them off, the standard lights come back on. And oh, there we go. Look, you can actually have, I don't know if you can see that, but by flicking this, you have those middle lights, almost like a high beams, and then now they're flashing. There you go. And then if you keep flicking this, there we go. Now these guys are flashing, and that's everything off. So no lights on whatsoever, which looks kind of boring. So I might turn the underglow lights on at least. That looks pretty good in the green. And yeah, there we go. Little tabletop drifter. I'm sure with a better gripping surface, this would actually drive a lot better. But these are definitely a lot of fun, especially when you get a few people together. I'll zoom back in again. And there we are. This one is the C65. As you can see there, the little drift turbo machine. And I think it comes, I'm not sure if this one comes in different colors. I think it only comes in this particular color. But it is still a 1/76 scale, and that's pretty much all the info I have going around the box. But there we go. Little quick unboxing of this little guy. Big shout out to Radio Master, of course, for sending this out for review. I really appreciate them supporting the channel. And I am going to be looking forward to getting a couple of these together with some of my friends one day, and hopefully having some nice drifts on a nice big open space. like a big table or maybe a nice clean floor, I think these will work really, really well. That's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be speaking to you all next time.